Alright, peace. I'm back with part 3 of my CD collection. Get it started. First up, I got Raekwon's fourth album. Only built for Cuban Links Part 2. You know, for a lot of people, this is kind of a return to form for Raekwon. You know, for all those people out there that didn't really like Immobilarity or the Lex Diamond story. That's pretty much true, you know. As far as modern day classics go in rap, you know, this is close to it. You know, this dope album, man. Definitely worthy of having the Cuban Links title to it. Worthy follow up. And we got Jadakiss's second solo album, 2004, Kiss of Death. Pretty good album. It's pretty commercial. You know, it's got a few songs I could do without. I wasn't really a fan of the Mariah Carey song. You know, but this was his biggest album, and the general consensus is this is best, you know. Then we got a classic album from '92, Kool G Rap and DJ Polo's Live and Let Die. This is an OG copy. And this album plays out like an old crime movie or old mafia flick, you know. It's just some great stuff here from Kool G Rap, classic material. I know I say the word classic a lot with some of these albums, but classics were being dropped every other day in the 90s. That's just fact, you know. Then we got Showbiz and AG, 1995, Goodfellas. Really happy to have this in my collection. Great album, you know. And then we got Nas's Untitled album, which is originally supposed to be titled, you know, Nigger or Nigga, but I don't think Def Jam was too down for that, surprisingly. But I really like this album. It's a good album, you know. To me, it's a lot better than Hip Hop Is Dead, which is not a bad album either. Nas is my favorite rapper, by the way. You know, I love this album. You know, really dope album from Nas. And then we got some classic Death Row stuff. The Dog Pound's first album, Dog Food, 1995. This is also an original copy. And then we got Above the Law's second album, Black Mafia Life. You could technically call it their third album, but they released that Vocally Pimpin' EP in '91, I want to say. But pretty dope album, you know. Got some guest appearances from Tupac, and overall it's not a bad album. My favorite song on here is probably VSOP, classic West Coast joint, you know. And then we got one of my most rare finds in my collection. Above the Law's Uncle Sam's Curse, 1994. Probably my favorite album by them. You know, I have all their albums, but favorite album I've heard so far by them. I just haven't gotten around to listening to the other ones. Very, very hard album to find. You know, it goes for a lot of money. I was lucky and paid like $45 for all of them off of eBay. And then we got Fat Joe's third album, Don Cargina, 1998. Dope album from Fat Joe. Really like this one a lot. One of the better East Coast albums of '98. One of my favorite albums from Fat Joe. And then we got Freeway's album, his first album on Rockefeller, 2003, I believe. This is a really good album. One of the best albums that came out on Rockefeller back in the day. Kind of a slept on album. I don't hear a lot of people really talk about this one that much. And we got the Lox' first album on Bad Boy, Money, Pound, Respect. This is my favorite album by them. I really like it. It's got some, you know, you got more commercial beats on here. It's kind of the whole Shiny Suit era from Bad Boy, you know, but like I said in my first video, you know, I'm a fan of everything, you know, even the pop, more commercial sounding rap, you know. I like the dark gritty stuff and the commercial sounding stuff. So, you know, I like this album, you know. I really like the production on this one. Then we got Scarface's 2000 album, Last of a Dying Breed. Pretty good album from Scarface. Not his best, you know, but he doesn't really have any bad albums, you know. You got some more West Coast features on here like you had on Untouchable, but not a bad album from Scarface. Probably my least favorite by him, you know, but a bad album from Scarface is still 90 better than 99% of the stuff out there. So now we got another classic album from the Wu-Tang Clan. Raekwon's Only Built for Cuban Links. This and Liquid Swords, you know, are widely considered the best two albums out of the first wave of Wu-Tang solo albums, you know. I'd probably have to go with this one over Liquid Swords, you know. But I think they're all classics. And we got Ja Rule's first album, or not his first album, his second album, Rule 336. It's an alright album, you know. It's a big departure from his first one. You know, I kind of wish he would have stuck to that whole style and production that he had on the first album, you know. But it's got a few good songs, you know. And Ja Rule gets a lot of hate, you know, but he's not as bad as a lot of people make him out to be. You know, we got Spice One's 1995 album, 1996. I wasn't really too crazy about this one. You know, Spice One is always about murder, kill stuff, but it's kind of just an overload on this one, you know, a little too much for me. I guess my biggest complaint about this album was I wasn't really a fan of the production. Nothing really stuck out to me on this one. But this is alright album, not a bad one. Then we got A Tribe Called Quest's first album. Beats, Rhymes, and Life. People's Instinctive Travels in Paths of Rhythm. I don't know what I was thinking. Classic album, man. One of my favorite albums from 1990. This and Midnight Marauders are my two favorite albums by them. And I got DJ Quick's second album, Way Too Funky. 1992. It's a pretty dope album. I haven't listened to it in a long time. But I need to pop it in and give it another spin. But I'm a DJ Quick fan. He's always been a dope producer and everything. I'm always a fan of rappers that produce their own stuff too, so he's always got extra props in my book for that. And then we got Snoop Dogg's second album, released on Death Row. His last album on Death Row, The Dogfather, 1996. This is another one that gets a lot of hate, and I don't really know why. I can understand why it did back in the day, because it didn't have any production from Dr. Dre on here. It was mainly produced by DJ Pooh. And, but I've always liked this album, to me it's a really unique album in his catalog. Kind of one of a kind. I'm not going to get anything like this on any of his other albums, but it was an interesting time in Snoop Dogg's career. Tupac had just been murdered and everything, but back to this album, I always thought it was a pretty dope album. It was probably my second favorite Snoop Dogg album, between this one and Doggy Style, of course, and Paid Cost to Be the Boss. Then we got the Far Side second album, La Blanca, California, or however you say it, 1995. Some dope stuff for 95, just some really happy, go lucky, good, good feeling music, And we got some classic stuff, KRS-One, Return of the Boom Bap. Probably my favorite album by him. Came out in '93. Just some dope stuff, dope beats on here. Good album from KRS-One. Then we got Boogie Down Productions, third album. Ghetto Music, The Blueprint of Hip Hop. Another one I haven't listened to in a really long time. It's pretty dated nowadays, sound wise, but it's alright album. I didn't quite like it as much as Criminal Minded. Well, I didn't like it as much as that album at all, really, but some good stuff from Boogie Down Productions here. And then we got one you might not have seen coming here. I'm kind of out of place among all these, but we got Bobby Brown's second album, Bobby, 1992. I really love this album. It's a good album from Bobby Brown. We got Ice-T's first album, Rhyme Page. Classic West Coast stuff. 6 in the Morning is one of the best West Coast gangster songs of all time. You know, 6 in the morning, police at my door. Oh, you got Big Daddy Kane's second album, 1989. Um, it's a Big Daddy thing. Dope album by him. You know, you got some pretty good stuff on here. Check it out. And then we got Goody Mob. His first album, 1995, Soul Food. Some classic Southern rap. You know, I know a lot of young people nowadays know about CeeLo, but they don't know he was in Goody Mob. But classic stuff from Goody Mob. And then we got 8Ball and MJG's fourth album, In My Lifetime Volume 1. Man, dope album by them, man. One of my favorites from them. One of their best albums, in my opinion. I always thought, you know, 8Ball is a very underrated rapper. He doesn't get nearly enough props. Then we got my favorite Boogie Down Productions album, Sex and Violence. 1992. I've always loved this cover too, by the way. You know, just some dope stuff from Boogie Down Productions. You know, of course you got your KRS One's always known for his political commentary and stuff, but dope album by them. And I got Raekwon's second album, Immobilarity. I really like this album. You know, always felt like it was kind of hated on, but I'm a fan of it. You know, I pretty much like the whole album except for maybe one or two songs. You know, let's see. Trying to find the song. I think All I Got Is You Part 2. That song was pretty horrible, but other than that, though, this is a really good album. Very underrated in my opinion. Good album from Raekwon. Then we got Big Daddy Kane's third album, The Prince of Darkness. You know, around this time, his popularity kind of fell off. You know, people weren't really checking for him like they were. You know, like I said in one of my previous videos, you know, a lot of his production after '89, you know, was kind of iffy. But I like it. You know, it's not a bad album. I saw one of my guys on YouTube. I watch his videos. He does album reviews and posts his CD collection too. He said he likes this one better than Taste of Chocolate. You know, I don't know. I haven't listened to this one in a long time. I'm gonna have to pop it back in and see where I stand on that one. But overall, it's a pretty good album from Big Daddy Kane. We got Eric B. and Rakim's third album, Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em. This is one of the first albums The Source awarded 5 mics to. And it is definitely a classic album by them. Kind of a departure from their first two. You know, as far as production goes, it's kind of a kind of a more laid back vibe to it. a little darker production. Um, it doesn't really got any like stand out like singles, kind of like the first two did, but the whole album just flows together flawlessly. Probably their best album, like as far as just playing the whole thing through. But all four of their albums are classics. And we got MLP's 1998 album, their third album, First Family for Life. It's an alright album, I wasn't that crazy about it. It's got some classic songs on here, though, like Blood, Sweat, and Tears is definitely a classic. But, I just wasn't a fan of a couple of the songs on here, it just doesn't really stand up to their first two albums, but either way though, it's a good album from 98 and a good album from MLP. And we got Method Man's second album, Tikal 2000 Judgment Day. By far it's Method Man's second best album. I'm not really a fan of his other albums. Tikal Zero, the prequel, it came out in 2004. It was alright. It was a pretty good album, but back to this album. And it's got a lot of guest features and a lot of different producers on here. But either way, though, this is a really good album from Method Man from '98. I think the only song I didn't like on here was the one with D'Angelo, Breakups to Makeups. I could have done without that one. But other than that, it's a really dope album. Good album. And then we got LL Cool J's first album, Radio. I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of people don't. I never hear too many people talk about this album, and to me, this is one of my favorite albums of all time. Yeah, it came out in '85, but man, some stuff's just classic, no matter how old it is. And to me, this is it's 10 tracks long, so it's not very long. But I could just pop this album in and listen to the whole thing without skipping one thing, My favorite album from LL Cool J, actually. I've always loved this album. Then we got another R&B album, Genuine is the Bachelor, 1996. I like Genuine in general as an artist, but this album is worth picking up alone just for Timbaland's production, man. It's a dope album. Even if you're not a fan of R&B, give this one a shot, Like, I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed at all. This is probably another one of my favorite albums of all time. I got a long list of those, but this is another album I can play the whole way through without skipping one thing. Just beats on here. Crazy, man. Timbaland, this is when he's making the best beats of his career, in my opinion. And it's not really R&B-ish type beats, like you get with New Edition or stuff like that. I mean, it's like hip-hop oriented R&B type tracks. So, I think a lot of people really like it. They just give it a shot. We got Outkast's first album, Southern Playlist at Cadillac Music. Pretty good album from them. To me, this is not quite a classic like everybody calls it. But it's a good album nonetheless. My favorite song on here is probably "Call of the Wild" with CeeLo. You know, from Goody Mob. That's a dope song. And, this is really Outkast before they became the Outkast that we all know and love today. And we got LL Cool J's second album, Bad. You know, he really picked up a more of a tough guy image on this one. You know, but he also sticks to the lover man vibe. You know, though he's always been known for. You know, this is the album that really broke him. But it's a really dope album from 1987 and from LL Cool J. Then we got Coolio's first album, It Takes a Thief. A really good album from '94. Really good West Coast album. Coolio's kind of written off nowadays, you know, but his first two albums, you know, were actually, you know, pretty good, really good, you know. Kind of a forgotten one from '94, you know, but it's a dope album. And then we got Mace's second album, Double Up. I think for everybody this one was kind of a big letdown. You know, you don't got all the dope features like you had in the first one. You know, and you got even more of like a popish sound. You know, he goes from even more commercial than the first one. You know, but it's got a few good joints, I guess. You know, but nothing I really recommend. Then we got Kool G Rap's 1995 album after split from DJ Polo, 456. A lot of people don't know this, but 456 is like an automatic win in CeeLo when you're playing CeeLo. If you roll a 456, that's an automatic win. But dope album from Kool G Rap. Not quite a classic in my opinion, but almost classic. You know. Then we got Eric B. and Rakim's first album, Paid in Full. It's a classic album. I mean, come on, Eric B. and Rakim, man. Everybody should know about this one. Then we got Big Daddy Kane's fourth album, I want to say. Fifth album, my bad. This is kind of really a return to form from Big Daddy Kane. You know, it's more of that raw Kane that everyone loved in the beginning. You know, he comes kind of more with a street-oriented vibe and sound on this one, which is dope. You know, probably my favorite album by him. Just a dope album from '93. Man, a very underrated and slept on album as well. Alright, we're gonna make this video a little longer than the other ones, but then we got Public Enemy's Fear for Black Planet. You know, dope album from Public Enemy, man. Everybody should at least hear it, you know. And then we got Ice-T's fourth album, 1991, OG, the original gangster. Kind of a forgotten album nowadays, you know. Um, when everybody talks about their greatest West Coast albums of all time, you know, they always mention Doggy Style, The Chronic, you know, All Eyes on Me, but this one should be considered right up there in my opinion. You know, Ice-T is really pioneering the game. And we got Grand Puba's first album, Real to Real, after he left Brand Nubian. Really dope album from him. Not my favorite album. To me, 2000, it came out in 95, man, it's one of the greatest rap albums of all time, but not quite as good as the one that came after this, but a dope album from Grand Puba. And we got Tribe Called Quest's fourth album, Beats, Rhymes, and Life, 1996. A really dope album from Tribe Called Quest. You know, not quite a classic, you know, not as good as the first three, but I mean, what is, you know, so you got some, I want to say this is one of the first appearances of Consequence, you know, which is Q-Tip's cousin, you know, so dope album by them though. We got UGK's third album, Riding Dirty, 1996. Dope album by them. You know, I think in the 90s, like with their first three albums, Pimp C was really kind of the star of the group. I think Bun B just got better with age, really, but I think back in the early UGK days, Pimp C was really the one, you know, to shine. You know, I know he did a lot of production too on UGK albums, but great album from UGK. Then we got Exhibit's second album, 40 Days and 40 Nights. This has always been a personal favorite for me. You know, I got this way back in the day, but man, really dope album from Exhibit, man. He got some timeless stuff on here. To me, this is kind of really right before Exhibit fell off. I mean, I like some of his later albums, but you know, none of his later work even compares to his first two albums. Then we got one of my favorite albums from Busta Rhymes, Anarchy. You know, when this came out, it wasn't as well received as his first three albums. You know, mainly because it didn't really have any standout singles, you know. This one was a lot more dark and, well, all of his albums are kind of dark, but a lot more gritty, you know. Of course, the whole End of the World themes continued on this one, but to me, a very underrated album by Busta Rhymes, and you should definitely check this one out. Alright, then we got Boogie Down Productions, Edutainment. This was my first introduction to Boogie Down Productions. I used to bump Love's Gonna Get You all the time back in the day in high school. And really good album from them. One of my favorites from Boogie Down Productions. Alright, and that's part 3 for tonight. I'll be coming with part 4 tomorrow on Peace and One Love.